Okay, I know this is a very strange angle for me to make this review at. It's just when I make movie reviews, I usually use the computer that's built into my camera. The excuse me, the camera that's built into my computer. I need sleep, but I just cannot get it to work. It's just being an absolute pain in the neck. So I use my external camera instead, which isn't as convenient as using my internal camera. But the review must go on. Dang it. Viewers, together, strong, subscribe to TVB9 and watch War for Planet of Apes. I don't want to give too much of War for Planet of the Apes. Like, I don't want to give it too much of its plot away because the trailers did a pretty good job of keeping most of it under wraps. So I just want to leave the key points where it's Caesar and he's leading this like colony of apes, you know, just what you expect. And as you might guess, there is a lot of conflict between the apes and the humans in this world. But like, there's like the title War for Planet Apes, don't expect it to be what you think it is just from the title. Okay, I think most of us can agree that this whole like reboot of the Planet of the Apes franchise is one of the best reboots, like rebooted franchises we've had in a long time. Like Rise of the Planet of the Apes in 2011 and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes in 2014, like both those are superb films with great visuals, awesome action scenes, phenomenal acting, like, you know, just overall like films are destined to be like seen as classics one day. And of course, I was really amped for War for the Planet of the Apes. Like, how could I not be? I mean, but like, again, don't expect this movie to think what you think is just from the title War for the Planet of the Apes. That is a very interesting title because going into this movie, I thought, I'm pretty sure most of you guys thought this too, but I thought it was going to be like very fast paced and very action packed, but that's actually not the case. It focuses a lot on like the character moments and the drama that goes on in this world. And you know, this movie, there's a whole lot of like, yeah, there is action, but for every bit of action, there's like more like slower moments. I say slower moments, so I'm just like, you know, this film definitely has its like slower parts. But when I sort of think about it, that's actually realistic because war in real life, like in history class and in English class, you know, I've read stories from like the Vietnam War and World War II. It's just like, the war is like, there's a lot of walking, there's a lot of just roaming around, there's a lot of slow moments, there's a lot of monotony, there's a lot of boredom. Like, boring is not the word I use to describe this movie. Don't think that. It's just, it's not as action-y as what you'd think it is. It's not constant battles, constant shootouts, constant explosions, constant fights. Like, it's just not like that. And War for Planet Apes, like, actually, now I'm thinking about it, it matches that well. So it's not as like fast paced or as action as I was hoping it was gonna be, but that's okay because there's plenty of like great moments. Like Caesar is like, ever since like before Leonardo DiCaprio won the Oscar for The Revenant in 2015, I believe. Yeah, I was just saying like the Academy like gave him an Oscar already. Ever since he won the Oscar for Revenant, since then I've just been saying Academy, like, nominate Andy Serkis for something already. Like, guys, Andy Serkis is a legend. Like, of course he nails it as Caesar. You know, the king of motion capture. Like, I think I'll see whatever he's in nowadays. I just, like, Caesar, not only, like, I've always loved Caesar as a character, like, as an ape, but, like, he's very conflicted because he keeps having flashbacks of Koba, who's the ape who betrayed him in the last movie. Like, yeah, he's got plenty of those moments, and he's, you know, he's trying to keep his family safe, and he, like, you know, of course he's got to win this war. And this movie is, like, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes had, like, a good balance between, well, I mean, it was, like, a good consistency between the humans and the apes, but this movie has a lot of, like, you know, ape moments. Like, as a matter of fact, the only two human characters that get a lot of notice, you know, a lot of, like, time in this film, there's like, little girl that they rescue from this one place who goes with the apes and like becomes one of them. Basically, and Woody Harrelson's character who plays the Colonel, and he's, you know, the bad guy. But the Colonel is a very engaging villain because, yeah, he wants to kill all the apes, but he's also very conflicted. And like and I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but there's one moment where he's talking to Caesar after capturing him, and he's just like, it made me feel bad for him. Like, he was a sympathetic villain. I think this one thing that this franchise does, this new reboot franchise as well, is that I felt bad for Koba in the last movie, and now I feel bad for Woody Harrelson's character in this movie. Sorry, I just had to tweak something a little bit there, but
I will say one thing that kept me puzzled throughout this film, like, and just the franchise in general, like, Caesar speaks very well now. Like, he can speak just fine, but, like, he can speak very well, and this other ape, who just is called Bad Ape, like, he's so funny and endearing, like, he's a great character. Yeah, he can talk, too. And, like, this whole, like, gorilla who betrays them, you know, you've seen it on the poster how, like, some apes have donkey spelled on their back, you know, they've been captured by humans and basically been forced to work for the humans. Yeah, this whole donkey gorilla can talk, too. But yeah, Maurice the orangutan has used sign, and so does Rocket, and, you know, a lot of the other apes in this ape colony. So, like, what, like, determines whether an ape can speak and use sign? Like, movie explain. That's just one thing that's always puzzled me. I've always wanted to know, but I'm just so intrigued to see, like, the apes operate as a society, you know, like, it's their world that they're claiming now, and I'm just like, I want to learn more, like, what culture are they based upon. Like, I know that they're all basically products of science because they can all speak and talk, or they can all, like, function, like, they're sentient beings. They're not exactly like animals anymore. And yeah, one thing about this franchise, like, the old Planet of the Apes franchise had a lot of, like, messages about society, and so does this one. Like, in Rise of Planet of the Apes, like, it was very notable, like, how we as people treat apes in the medicine field and in captivity, you know, and stuff like that. In this franchise, like, I believe in one of the older Planet of the Apes films, like, they used, like, originally these highly advanced apes were used as, like, slaves. Yeah, there's an emphasis on slaves there, so it's like a critique on the whole, like, how we used African Americans as slaves throughout history, or, like, you know, just this film leaves you a lot to think about, and that is fantastic. And they set this franchise up, like, I think they set War for Planet of the Apes to be, like, the final installment in this Rebooted Apes franchise. You know, like, the third, like, so it ends off as a trilogy. Like, I see them ending it off here, but at the same time, I could see them making a fourth installment. But either way, I'm happy. So yeah, War for the Planet of the Apes, again, don't expect it to be what you think it's going to be just from looking at, like, the trailers and the title, but that's not a bad thing, because War for the Planet of the Apes is a very engaging, very well edited, like, you know, it's a slow burner, but it's an engaging slow burner. That's not easy to do. And, like, it's definitely, like, if they do decide to end the franchise here, it's a great way to end it off, because I will say that War for the Planet of the Apes does get an 8 out of 10 stars. It's a really likable film. Again, this whole, like, camera angle thing, this is really only temporary. I'll figure out what the heck is wrong with my internal camera and get that fixed. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, viewers. If you enjoyed this, give this rating a thumbs up, please. And yeah, go bananas in the comments. Just comment Harambe, or Kong, or I don't know, just say something in the comments. Alright, thanks a lot. Good night.